Good morning. It's been one of those mornings, let me tell you. My name is Jeff Fritz. Welcome back to my live stream. I call it Fritz and Friends. I want to do a little bit of coding today back on our chat bot because I think I found some of the problems that we were running into with it the past few days, and I want to talk through some of the issues I'm having with async and await. Good morning, I Partington and Wiggy Dave 10 over there in the chat room. Great to see you. Today is April 7th, 2018. Today's music we're listening to in the background here. This is Carl Franklin's Music to Code By, and this song is called Red. It was part of, I believe, the second album that he released, but you can get all of that music at mtcb.pwop.com. Big thanks to Carl for not licensing, but for allowing us to use his music as background here on the channel. Best regards from Belgrade. Nightbot, you're so mean. All right, is it going to answer Joban? Is it going to answer John? No, because I didn't deploy my updates yet. No, it's all that streaming.best and got annoyed with you. See, this is one of the reasons I want to work on a bot, is because I believe Nightbot is a little aggressive, a little mean when it comes to some of those things. If I run a help command, yeah, it's not even attaching and listening to that, and I think I know what's wrong there. So let's see. Good morning, Popsicle, there you are. Yes, Flyers Jeff today. Async and await. Yes, Sinclair Nader. It is a double-edged sword. It's a really big, broad sword, and you're going to cut your foot off with it. And I've done that for a bit. C-sharp Flyers. Yes, today's hat. This is my Philadelphia Flyers hat. It's the most recent one that I've gotten from maybe a year or two ago. Today is the last game of the season for my hometown Philadelphia Flyers. They play in the National Hockey League here in the States and Canada. They are leading by 1 point in the playoff race. So if they win or tie today, they're in. They have the last playoff spot and they get to play for Lord Stanley's Cup. But if they don't, and Florida, if Florida wins, Florida's in. But if Florida wins in a shootout, there's like this really crazy tiebreaker situation, and they're going to end up going to a one-game playoff. That's really crazy. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But I'm pulling for my Flyers today. I think they're playing. Who are they playing? I think it's the Rangers. Who are the Flyers playing today?
The Flyers play the Rangers today at 1500 hours.
I was right, the Rangers. There we go. So, as with most things in Philadelphia sports, we got to beat New York. All right. IT Goran, I've bought Carl's music, best collection for coding at late night hours. Yes, this music is specifically designed to help get you in the groove, get you focused. And he has an app called Music to Flow By. There's links available for that as well. On both Mixer and Twitch chat rooms. So there we go. Hey, aspiring DevOps guru, great to see you. I can't find my big blue mug this morning. I think one of my kids ran off with it for hot chocolate. Scalf Codes, thank you for hosting my stream. I appreciate that. So, today's mug I'm going with Microsoft Learning. They gave me this mug when I was recording my Microsoft Virtual Academy videos. So, and of course, I unfortunately smashed my .Net Rocks mug that I love so much. I was putting it away and it fell out of my hands and it smashed on the counter. Hey, good morning, Smab. Let's see. Sinclair Nader says, I think one of the most confusing things is figuring out which thread is going to cause problems or not. True. I've seen continue with work perfect and then seen it cause the thread lock. Yes. Especially between Xamarin Android and Xamarin iOS. Now, there's where things get a little tricky. When you're talking about the Xamarin apps, and you do async and await, right? That's being translated into Swift or Java and being recompiled for those platforms, and that's a pain in the neck. Ensuring that all that continuity passes through properly. So I'm not saying that it's a problem, but it could be a problem. Miguel and his team are amazing with the Xamarin tools, but I could definitely see that there might be an issue in the translation there, going back and forth between those. Parallel stack debug view in Visual Studio can be helpful. Well, let's go over to the code, and I want to show you what I was seeing, what I'm running into a problem with, and how I think I can fix this pretty easily. Before I do anything, before I show you the code that I have here, I'm going to stash it. There we go. I'm just going to create a branch here real quick. Sushinator, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the subscription. Let me just create this and then I'll show you the code and we'll get into this. Alright. I'm just going to commit. There we go. Alright. Now, let me go back to where I was, which was feature FritzBot. There we go. All right, let's take a look at this. So, thanks so much, Sushinator, for the subscription. Of course, I will match that subscription, and we'll make that a donation to Girl Develop It. So, we're going to double your subscription, and my employer will actually match our double. So, we're going to quadruple that subscription, and we're going to make that a donation to the nonprofit organization Girl Develop It, so that women and underserved minorities out there, wherever they may be, can learn how to write code just like we are here. Very cool stuff. Thanks so much. Yes, shout out with the FritzBot emotes there. Very cool stuff. To be able to support and encourage other folks to learn how to code. So let's get over to our code here. There we are. I've got a little haze over this shoulder. There we go. Got rid of that. All right. Fixed my green screen. Got it laid out a little bit better. So here we are, Visual Studio. And I want to show you where I think the problem is. Yes, reload everything. Yes, reload. All right. And then I'll show you where I went with this, because this looks and feels really weird. When you look at the Twitch service that I had built here, now, in case you haven't seen the structure of this application, so this is my Stream Tools application. This is an ASP.NET Core application that's built, that's designed to work on any platform, Windows, Mac, or Linux, but I in particular run it inside of a Docker container. And I want to make sure that I run it in a Docker container so it's portable. Anybody could then stand it up and run it on whatever system they'd like, and be able to do whatever it is they want with this, right? It's an open source thing. We've been building it here on Stream. Change it, manage it however you'd like. What SDK, what runtime do I have installed is the question from Standby Reloading. I am running 2.1.300 Preview 1, so I don't have the latest one. And that's okay, because I'm not married to this yet. And we can always upgrade, right? These SDKs are put down side by side on disk. They're, for those of you who don't know, you can always look and see program files, right? There it is, programfiles.net SDK, and you can find all the SDKs that you have installed. I don't think I have that tool yet. Oh, yes, I do. It's now available. That's right. I didn't think I had it installed just yet. But I even do have all the way up to I have the 2.1.4, which is actually lower than the 200, 300, and the 100 series. So, you had a lot of problems with the 2.1 previews and gave up on it. I'm it's not a problem I'm seeing with the SDK right now. Zat said, welcome. I appreciate the follow. See, and my the rest of my stuff is hung now on this, and I think I know where it is. So, oh my gosh, and thank you for the subscription, Zat said. I really appreciate that. We will match that, and of course, make that a donation to Girl Develop It to help women and underserved minorities learn how to write code. Hey, Magnus. Today's hat is, this is the Philadelphia Flyers. This is my local, my hometown ice hockey team. They play in the National Hockey League here in the United States and Canada. They're our premier league in North America. Love the cause. Oh, thank you, Zad said. I look forward to hearing more from you in the chat room. I'm more than happy to take your questions and enjoy the C# bot emote. There we go. Thank you, Wiggy Dave, for the bot salute there in the chat room. So what I'm seeing with these services and with ASP.NET Core, you can start a background service by decorating a class with the I-hosted service interface. And this interface gives you two methods: start async and stop async. And oh, you're a Bruins fan. Okay, we'll forgive you just this once. I will never forget Flyers Bruins 1974 was the Flyers' first Stanley Cup, and it was a win over the Bruins in 6 games. Bobby Orr was amazing in that series. All right, enough old guy hockey talk. So what I'm seeing in here, what I think I've run into is I've got things like this, where it's trying to get information from the stream and it's blocking. And I think I've got a number of different things in here that are blocking. And when you look at let's even step away from the uptime process here. If you look at how I'm starting up and connecting to Twitch. So this async service starts, and then I return start with Twitch monitoring, and that's actually a method down here. And it creates like 4 or 5 different points to connect to Twitch and just kind of hang out there. So I even look at this, I even delay 2 seconds right here at the beginning and then start monitoring to be able to get information about additional followers. So this thing here is going to loop and loop and loop and loop until it's able to get connected. That's not good. And then it creates another type of stream connection so that it can go get the number of current viewers. And then further down here, every 5 seconds, it's going to reach back out and get the current list of viewers. And then in the middle of that is when I actually go and connect out to the chat bot. You watched that live in 74. You do not seem that old. I was a kid. So, and I watch those videos frequently. Task run in a synchronous method. I've seen that block. Actually, it was a mixture of this and the continue with that caused Sinclairinator's problems. So I started looking at this and I started breaking this down and thinking all this stuff that we're doing in the start Twitch monitoring feels like a lot of goo. That do we really need all of this right here? And it's going to create problems. It's going to be a pain in the neck. Right? I need to rewrite everything once I upgrade to TwitchLib 2.x anyway. Really? Is it that bad? Is it that bad of an upgrade? Let's take a look and see. Well, I don't even want to do that. So here's all the things to connect to the Twitch client. Interact with the whispers. Tried it, looked bad. Oh boy. Well, I'm not going to get wrapped up in that yet. Hey, Dev Chatter, thanks so much for hosting the stream. I appreciate that. And welcome everybody on the Dev Chatter site that's watching. Let's see. Now, it's interesting, thinking out loud here. the number of viewers that I'm capturing of my my stream right now is actually viewing my stream directly. It doesn't include those folks who are hosting. Welcome, DKM Who. DKM Who. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate you following us over there on Twitch. Good afternoon from a fellow C# dev. Hey, it's great to see you here on the stream. So, let me come back to that, John, about the Twitch Lib 2.1, because I think I found something that I find even more annoying. And I'm not married to the Twitch Lib. Let me be clear on that. And I saw our friend Fierce Kittens. Is Fierce Kittens in the chat room today? I saw her on TweetDeck, on Twitter earlier, when I was complaining about async await as I was debugging my way through this, and she does something a little bit different. When I was watching her work on her GIF bot, she doesn't work directly with the Twitch Lib API, and I think she might be onto something. Because I'm not sure how much I trust this now, because I started doing a little bit of a test. And that's where all these things really start, right? I was looking at the uptime, and I started pulling this apart. Why am I creating this stream again and again and again every time that I go and request uptime? The stream isn't actually listening to anything. The stream's just hanging out. It's just an object that references an endpoint. So what I started doing was down here, I scrolled right past it, in my Start Twitch monitoring, I refactored this significantly so that all of these pieces were busted out as separate tasks so that I could run them concurrently to go and connect and start getting all my information from Twitch, and even push the chat connection out into another asynchronous task. Even though nothing being done here is asynchronous, let's push it out into it and let it run asynchronously. And I saw a little bit of success with that. Now, let me switch over to that code and show you what happened. So I'm going to check out, and I called it bug FritzBot. All right, so now I'm over here. Yep, reload everything. So immediately, you can see I started breaking things out as separate tasks because I don't care how long it takes you to go and connect and listen on the service. I want to start tracking when new followers are detected. So go run that as one task. While we're doing that, I want to go get the number of viewers and then store that away. Okay? And there's a continuous Sinclairinator. And then while that is going on, let's go get the follower count, right? And the follower count is actually down here. And I just started separating these out as methods because this is a little bit easier for me to track, and I could even unit test this if I wanted to. But we'll come back to trying to unit test what's going on in here a little bit later. Finally, I busted out the chat task, so I have a task run, and then I have a task wait all here. Run all of those things. They've all been kicked off. They're running in the background. Wait till they're all finished before we proceed and return from this, before we finish all of that. Now, in particular, the uptime was the one that I was concerned about. And what I started looking at here was this get uptime async takes a long time to run. It's a crazy, stupid long time. So let me show you here. I'm going to run this. And you're going to immediately see the service actually launches and gets connected to Twitch a heck of a lot faster now. So there's the website, it's up and running, connected to the Twitch service, Twitch chat room, done, listening, right? It was taking me a couple seconds for this before, but now I'm getting it done in a second or two, all right? A lot faster, I'm happier with that. Next thing, I put together a Razor page, a very simple Razor page that lets me specify my username and send a message directly into the Twitch service where it's listening for messages. So I want to fire uptime into there, and I'm now logging how long it took to run uptime right here. So let's put these two a little bit side by side, like this. So now if I send that message, Twitch uptime took almost a second, a full second to run that. I think task when all would be more idiomatic than task wait all. Is it wait all? What did I use? You're right, it should be when all. We'll come back to that. Right, so run this again. It's taking almost a second and a half there. Now that second one that you're seeing, that's taking literally 0.2 of a second. What's happening there? It's not uptime command. Nope. Where'd it go? Come on. Uptime. There it is. So there's it running the actual uptime command. What I've done, I've actually created a proxy that'll go and get the data from the endpoint directly. And I'm now kind of confused how I kick this off. Let me look at my page again. So here's my test TwitchBot page. Let's go to the code. I call it code behind all the time. The page model. I'm going to reach over to the Twitch service and I'm going to call the message received. So I marked this as an internal void, just a test method, so I could fire that the Twitch method, so I could invoke that the chat message was received. Okay. Now, where is it actually passing that? This is being invoked somewhere. I'm sorry, get uptime from stream. It's only in my test method. So why am I getting it a second time? Let me take a look. It's only one place, right there. So it's actually calling that get uptime twice somehow, which is weird. Would look bad in terms of TwitchLib, just asking as someone who is actively working on it. So what I'm seeing is this get uptime is taking the better part of 2 seconds. It was even taking as long as 3 seconds to return, and I saw some other blocking going on down in here. So what I started doing is, oops, I'm not going to be able to comment that out. Let's comment this out. If I use this other method that I have down here that literally reaches out and hits the endpoint directly and parses it out and just does the quick date time subtract. All right? And I've put the get await or get result on here because I don't want this to be asynchronous. Just do it and give me the data back. It should be really fast because when I actually navigate to that endpoint, here it is. API, Twitch TV, Kraken streams, blah, 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 blah. Right? You can see there's C# Fritz, my client ID. When I request this, it comes back literally in a split second. That's pretty dang fast. So if I change my get uptime, where did it go? There it was. No, that wasn't it. Bad, Jeff. Bad. Twitch uptime. There it was. So instead of calling this uptime, right, I want to call this one that hits the endpoint directly. So I'm just going to use var uptime equals Twitch proxy. Zijaki, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Not a TwitchLib problem. Yeah, it's not a TwitchLib. Everything in Fritz's tool broke when upgrading from 1.6. Yes. I think they're going to break, and they're going to break bad. Channel, and then my client ID. I've got those cached. So now I should be able to run this and see just how long it takes for my uptime to come out. Hello from France. Hey, CompUser100, welcome. I appreciate you joining us from France. A lot of folks with Z in their name here today. All right. Hey, whatever makes folks happy. So there we go. I'm all connected, and I've got data coming out. Great. I will send my message now, and it's taking 0.2 of a second to get that data to come back. So, thanks for the follow, CompUser. I really appreciate that. So, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. That's a lot better than that second or two that it was taking for it to get that asynchronous uptime reported back. So I think I'm going to stick with my code that just does this second hit in there. Yeah, why is it logging twice? Let's take a look at that. So I'm going to click send message here, and if I look at my call stack, where's call stack? Over here. Let's take a look-see. So uptime command execute, chat message, message received. So this is kind of where I expect it to be, so I'll run that. And it looks like I'm in it again. So it looks... That's weird. If I look at my code over here, let's get rid of the Azure command. We can get rid of this one. Right? This should only be firing once. Send message, message received. Right? Yep, there it goes. Alright, so if I come back over here, send message, message received, and it's triggering. I'm wondering if, because I'm connected to... No? I think this is only happening with my send message. Right, with this. Right, calling message received directly. It's possible that this is triggering 2 event handlers. Possible? I wonder if it has to do with the serialization bottleneck, the slowness. I'm curious about the double hit also, as I've seen this on my API numerous times in logs. Break in the chat message handler. Fair enough. Right, so this is right, chat message. Right, so there's the event. Where is it? Right, we have... so that's being hooked up to the FritzBot over here. There it is. Shouldn't break there. It should be in here is where we end up. Handle commands. Here we go. This one. Let's break right there. And I'll come back to this. Send message. Let's skip that post. So here I am on message received. It's firing my little test method through chat message. No. So somewhere else it's firing that twice. Let me come back up into here. Go back to the uptime. Alright, so there's the command execute. There it is calling uptime. So it went through and it's calling uptime execute. And there it is firing again from uptime execute. So it's in the middle of... Oh, look at that. What happens if you change the event handler T to an action T? I'm going to put a break here. It's impossible. It is. Somewhere it's triggering twice. I'm wondering if it's because I have two bots connected. Yeah, there's the second one. It invoked it once. Command execute, uptime command execute, get the uptime. It is. It's quite annoying. Emmy, oh gosh, Emil Regis. Is that how you say that? Welcome. So I kind of like what you were saying, John, about let's cache that created at time. Makes sense. So I'm going to go into, where is it? Uptime command. So uptime is actually returning here. Let's go over to this. So I'm going to get rid of this call through the TwitchLib API. And I can even go here, get uptime for stream, and I can cache off the created at time. I think that makes sense. So let's say date time. Yeah. Created at. Yeah, equals null. Date time last check. Equals date time min value, let's say. Oops. So let's cache this. If last check, nuts, they need to be static. And that's okay. If it's less than datetime.now.add minutes 5. No, if it's greater than, then we'll just return. Just return. Subtract created at. Let's make that created at. Like that. All right. Otherwise, make that created at. And then we will say last check equals datetime.now. Only once on Mixer. Only once on Mixer, yeah. Like I said, I think it might be because I have two bots running here. Triple Fun, hey, welcome. I'm trying to repair an issue with my chat bot that I have connected. Micro PR today, quite important, really. We'll take a look at that when we get on. So this should run and cache that uptime, so it's not getting the right. It should fire a lot faster after the first one, and every 5 minutes it'll reach up and actually do that actual check on the service, at least on Twitch. Come on. Close this. All right, so the website's serving, and we're connected to the Twitch service. Good. So I'll trigger that. Yep, continue. See. All right, so it sent the message. Yes, I saw the skeet command come in. Oh boy, we're gonna have to take a look at that one. Send that again. turn that off. Try this one more time. It should run a heck of a lot faster. Still, look at that. It's still taking 0.2 of a second. That's a long time when I have that data cached. Right? I mean, if it's hitting this, let's break there and just double check. Make sure I'm doing that right. Last check. Oh, shoot. That should be a minus. How long has the stream been running? No, I'm not. I'm only using... What? I'm only using now for my last check. Resend. Right. That's only for the... Ah, shoot. You're right. You're right. Good call. Thank you for catching that. Ugh. Yeah, and the questions aren't being handled by the Azure command either. Scooch, welcome over there on Twitch. I appreciate you joining us this morning. Look forward to hearing from you in the chat room. Alright, so if I send this message now... Right, and last check is way long time ago. See, so, yeah. Nullable object must have a value. Well, you are doing it async, then is it going back to the server, or am I dumb? It's... I'm trying to prevent it from going back to the server. What? Nullable object must have a value. Where? Me? And I'm not quite sure where it's hanging there. Look at that again. Crisis! Crisis OS, welcome! Unable to answer the question. Haha! Oh, there it goes. Alright. Let's take a look at this one more time. Send message. Nullable object must have a value. That's gotta be... What's the nullable object? Nullable get value at... Get Twitch service get uptime line 102. Twitch proxy line 381. Let's go back to that. Over here. Oh, okay, so if created at doesn't have a value, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. I think it's some threading issue that's making it run twice. I kind of agree. Run this one more time. Come on. There's the web page. Username C#Fritz. Uptime. Send the message. Okay, look. It returned that without actually hitting my breakpoint. Something else is going on here. So if last check date is greater, last check is... See, it's already been through here. Hang on a sec, hang on. Let's take a look. Last check, is it greater than date time now at minutes? Created at value. Why is it saying that it doesn't have a value? If created at absolutely should have a value. Put a breakpoint there. But that's definitely an issue where if created at has value, let's see. First time it asks the Twitch API. Second time it hits your cache check. Correct. Null check the created at for first call. Yes. All right. All right. If created at equals null, so I have a created at value. So that should return a value. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Uptime command, execute move next, chatbot, uptime command, line 26. Uptime command, line 28. So it's telling me that this value is null. Since you have a static created at the top, the local created at is taking precedence. All right, hang on. Yeah, now we're running into this thing running twice. Here's what I want to do, just to eliminate. I'm going to stop the running bot. var created at lower. Oh, crap. That shouldn't be there. That probably does it. Good catch, Magnus. Good catch. Tagaron. Why does that name sound familiar? Alright, and there we go. Everything loads, connected. And I've got data. Triple Fun, thank you for the follow. Alright, now we have a created at. There we go. Created at value. Alright. Cool. So now let's bust out these. Right, and if I fire that command again, it shouldn't hit the Twitch API at all. Woo! Not that big. There we go. 0 seconds. Fantastic. And then once every 5 minutes, it'll actually bust out and do the connect and go get the data. Yes, good bug kill. But it's actually saying it's been up for 3 hours and 14 minutes. We haven't been running for 3 hours and 14 minutes. Know what I mean? So that's a problem, that it thinks we've been running for that long. So Mixer, it is reporting it properly. So what I'm seeing here is I'm not calculating the time zone properly on this. Where'd it go? This should probably be UTC. And let's rename created at to created at UTC. UTC, so that it's crystal clear that we should be working in UTC time. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. And connected. Good. I've got values. Stream has been up. There we go. Does the minus 5 minutes need changing? Why would it need changing? So it's a 5 minute cache on the created at time, right? Nope. So, right, this is the last check. The last check I'm doing in relative time, right? My current time zone. I don't care. You know, I could do it in UTC, but I don't care. I just need to make sure that it's been 5 minutes before going and checking again. But I stopped the other bot, and I'm still getting my double check, my double clutch here on getting the uptime. Now, it wasn't doing that before. At DST change, you can break for an hour. So what? So what? I agree. At daylight savings time change, yeah, it's going to break for an hour. It's going to cache for a full hour, which might not be terrible, right? It happens once a year. Big deal. Yeah, it's a known issue. And so what? I mean, I tell you what. You guys are suggesting it. Let's make it happen. Let's make last check UTC so that it always references. Last check UTC equals datetime UTC now. All right. I'm fine with that. That's an easy fix. So that will cache and get the uptime, and it does it with this very quick get string. I'm not quite sure what's going on in TwitchLib. That it's taking significantly longer to get that data. And all the connection here to get this information. This feels... I'm not quite sure why it's taking as long as it does. But a third of a second, and then from then on it takes 0. I'm in great shape. I need a singleton HTTP client. No, I don't really. I had a production site stopping due to the same thing. Customer was not happy. Yeah. Am I really going to be streaming at 2 a.m. when the clock changes? Well, President Not Sure, you're right. I might not. But eventually we're going to publish this, and someone else might be. This is... I'm creating it only once, and I dispose of it very quickly. I'm okay with that. So I think I'm in a better place with these changes, and I like the things that you've been suggesting here around fixing and getting the UTC time in there. So let's commit that. Now caching Twitch created at time. All right. Let's do a quick rebase. Let me take a look at how many. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's do a rebase. Rebase -I head ~3. Because I want to squish everything here. Hello, 24 minutes. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you joining us. I am going to squish that. Squish that. Yep. So let's do a 5 DD. There we go. Good. I'm going to go over to my feature. There we go. And let's merge that in. Bug. No. That's better. Push that change. much better. I feel a lot better about that. And now let's build and deploy what we've got here. I have tags through 11.6, so I will do build 0.11. Let's call it 7 because this is just a fix. Why is it not correct? Hey, Chilaxathor, good to see you. Am I referring to this? HTTP client wrong. I'm not worried about that HTTP client bit because I dispose of it so quickly with a using statement. Hello from France again. Hello from France. Bonjour. It's good to see you. So we're going to build. We're going to redeploy that Docker container. Going to keep scrolling up so it doesn't hide behind my head. Come on. Build. I see Mania. Is that right? Welcome. Good to see you in the chat room there. I'm going to get this up and running. Come on. Come on. Look at that. We got 70 viewers over there on Twitch. Got to push that number higher. So, I got to tell you, I've had some folks poking around asking if they could sponsor a stream, if they could. I've had folks ask if I would interview somebody on stream for them. Am I using the Twitch API? I'm using a library called TwitchLib 24 minutes, and I'm seeing a couple of challenges with it that I'm trying to handle better. The way that it's doing async processing is it's not processing, it's not handling some of that interaction as efficiently as I would like. Alright, I'm going to rerun my bot over here on my production machine so we can update all the widgets that you see here on screen. For those of you who haven't been here before, the Twitch bot that you see me working on is part of a larger project called Stream Tools that I'm working on. And there we go. Look at that. Oh, much better. The bot's already inspecting and interacting with this. Let me refresh the widgets we have here on page. There we go. And the follower goal. There it is. All right. Did I ever see the Twitch API structure? So we should be able to run and get some of those commands popping through. And look, it's doubling again. It's doubling everything right now. Oh, crap. All right, now I've got a problem. Because it's not just the uptime that it's doubling. It's doubling everything. It sees the command once, but it's writing the reply out twice. All right, hang on. Here, let me show you what I'm seeing. Yeah, that's fine. Here it is. Oh wait, haha! I've got two bots listening. All right. So this isn't going now. Yeah, I did have two instances running right now. So now, there we go. Now we've got one command. Whew. Right, because I was seeing, this is the one running on my production machine. And, yeah, there we go. Thank you, Bruno. You caught it at the same time I did. Fantastic. All right. So, yeah, we're seeing those commands. Mad Villain. Oh, that's a great handle. Well done, Mad Villain. Welcome. Great to see you on the stream here. And it's not showing me the follow here. There it is. So it should update our numbers. Right? Those are updating, aren't they? Aren't they? Yep, we're good. All right, Scary. Hello. Ooh, there's one we need. Bang Fritz hat. Ooh, that'd be a good command. All right, so that was the issue that I was running into and that I think I've got tuned, and it looks like it's definitely responding faster. And I think some of the folks that are talking here on the chat room, you're definitely landing some of the questions, some of the things that I want to address on around using TwitchLib here. I see Mania. Thank you so much for the follow. We should see that follow appear here on... Nope, it's... Oh my gosh, and thank you for the follow, 24 minutes. I appreciate that. There we go, look at that. Cool down active. Bruno's asking too many questions. Hey, look, I'm on Jeff's console. Yes. So what you are seeing there, you see when it answers the questions, when the bot answers some of those questions, it's actually running out to Azure Cognitive Services and bouncing off of an FAQ that I have there. Oh, now stop it! Bang, Super Bowl winner. That's a... Well, it's an amazing command. That's just crazy. All right. That says new total is 1373, but the stream HUD says 1665. So what you're seeing, Cryosis, is that I actually syndicate to both Twitch and Mixer. So what you're seeing is actually the total of those two services right now. And I've attempted to reach out to our friends at Mixer again, and they're still having a little bit of a problem there. That's what I had in the micro PR. All right, so let's take a look. John is telling us that he's got a PR out here waiting for us. PR, for those of you who aren't familiar with the slang, is a pull request. And I'm going to take a look at this one over here from Ben Adams. I want to show you a neat little tool that he's built there. Hey, look. People have been working on my stuff. Let's go over to Stream Tools. Pull requests. 3 pull requests. Love it. Alright, add the Skeet quote command. We'll take a look at that in just a second. From I Partington. I think you're there in the chat room. I think I saw you earlier. That's great. We'll take a look at that. Pass groups on SignalR Connect. So, I made a mistake when adding the SignalR group. I forgot to pass the group name when doing reconnect. Uh-oh. This is probably the reason the widgets stop updating when restarting the server. Well, that could do it. Woohoo! Alright, let's go over here. How many branches do I have? That's not too bad, but we can get rid of that bug branch. So I'm going to do a branch dash capital D. That's the command to delete a branch. And of course, all elite developers work here on the command line. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So I love some of the commands that you guys, some of the faux commands you're throwing in there. Bang gold. All right, so what should that command do? Let me know what some of these commands should do. Create an issue for them here in the repository, fritz.streamtools. Let's talk about them. Maybe we create some of these. I'll take your pull requests. If you want to see them at it, you'll see just how easy it is to create that Skeet command. And we'll add that into the mix here. All right, so we've cleaned that out. Oh my gosh, Zavaliter, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I need to move my console over here so I can kind of monitor what's going on. Lots of help commands. So the help command is coming in with an extra parenthesis on Mixer. That's weird. So check this out, John. Right, look at that. Help with a parenthesis, but I'm not sure it's actually coming in. We're testing. Oh, I see. Topic, better description of the stream. I thought I had a great description of the stream. What's it say? What's it say? Building a wiki? Oh no, I thought I changed it. Fixing the FritzBot and more ASP.NET Core coding. No, I think that's a good name for the stream, for good title right now. Cool. All right. All right. Let's move that back over here. I'm not sure why I'm getting that extra parenthesis though on Twitch. It's parentheses, not parenthesis. That's right. Help no working. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, I need a better description? Which? Hang on. Is this one? Let's go there. What do we have for a description? Pause. Go away. I don't want to see that. I don't need to see my face. Where's the description at? It's probably just a literal in the right. Parenthesis. Ah, come on now. I have friends that call those round brackets. Like, round brackets? Are you kidding? Oh wow, pizza in the oven. Welcome. I don't have a panel for it. Oh, here, let's take a quick look. Make all these things go away. Look, I can see chat next to chat. And if you're watching this, you're seeing chat next to chat next to chat. It's Wingardium Leviosa. About me, my name is Jeff. I write code for a living. I'm a big fan of building and working with websites. Handful of games from Blizzard, like Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, blah, 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 blah. The stream is not the property of my employer, even though I may bring some colleagues on. I'll match the first $500 of subscriptions and cheers, and they'll get donated to Girl Develop It. Stream schedule. I have an iCal out here now. You can go to and you can subscribe to if you'd like. Past stream recordings are on my YouTube channel. The chat's still late. Yes, it is. We figured out that it is the private mixer bot a couple of streams back. Yes. Chatception. I know. Video, not the stream channel itself. You've got me confused. Alright, I'm going to move on. Alright, so we need to pass the groups on the SignalR Connect is where we were. I could just flat out rebase and merge. I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way, and you guys have seen me do this on stream. I'm going to actually take a look at the code. Didn't it copy? I clicked copy. Come on now. It says copied. There it goes. Alright, so there were a couple changes here in StreamHub.js. So let's take a look at StreamHub.js. Control comma. StreamHub. There it is. Control comma does a universal navigate. And let's see. Those changes were this.start groups. Oh, yeah. Right. Hub closed. Right there. When it tries to do the reconnect. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm good with that. So let's merge that in. I'm actually going to rebase and merge. Wait a sec. I don't want to rebase. I just want to... Yep, that's fine. Merge. Good. Fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate that, John. And then let's take a look at the skeet command. Stream title. I'm not certain. Jeff streams regularly. Blah, 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 blah. It's a one-liner. Yeah, it is. And I think that merged in, though, up higher. That's fine. It should trickle down. So let's check out dev, git branch, JBDK, and finish that. All right. Let's check out feature FritzBot, git merge dev. Now it's not up to date. Rebase. When would you normally use it? Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. See, that didn't get merged in. Oh no. Hang on. Git checkout dev. I'll come back to your question, Sinclair Nather. That's a very good question. I got to pull, and then I can merge. All right, now git checkout feature and git merge dev. There we go. That's better, and this should be fixed. Fantastic. All right. So the question is, rebase, when would you actually use it? So rebase in Git parlance is a way for you to rewrite history. And, IT Goran, let's come back to Karnak keys in just a minute. So rebase is a way for you to rewrite history. And I typically use rebase as a way for me to compress several different commits back into one. So right now, look, I've got 3 changes sitting here in my FritzBot local branch that I could push up. So if I do a git log here, you'll see. So here's the merge of branch dev. Here's the SignalR reconnect that was merged in to this. And then, right, I'm off into some of these other things. So what I could do is I could rebase and bring this all together as one commit. So let's do that real quick here. I'm going to do rebase -I interactive. Let me choose and do some interaction with this. Head ~3 says from the head, the current version that's sitting out there in Git, go back 3 commits. That's what the ~3 is. It says go back 3 commits, and let's try and merge those together. So by doing this now, it lets me pick these different commits and decide what to do with them. So I can squash, I can meld it into the previous commit, or I can say edit, and it'll actually stop there and let me make some changes and then continue merging everything together. And I can do some other things like execute a command in the middle of the rebase. Or I can remove a commit entirely. Maybe I committed accidentally a password somewhere in my code. I would never do that. Or expose my passwords or keys here on stream. Never. So what I can do here is I can actually squash these together. And I think I'm going to do that. I have a timeout for the cognitive services request. Good. Add caching at the created@at time. Okay. Pass groups on SignalR Connect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squash these first 2 so that I have a single commit. That's squash, not rebase. Rebase lets you base your changes into a different commit. So there's a squash command that will actually take all of your commits and turn them into one and make that a merge commit over on the other side. I'm actually going to remove this commit entirely by doing a squash here. And now it's going to give me an option here of changing the commit message. So I'll just delete that and commit this as 1. So now it's a little bit backwards. It's a little bit... I've got 2 commits that I need to pull down and 2 that I need to push up. That's an interactive rebase. Yes. So I'm going to do a push force because I've got... There we go. I've got the proper instance of things here. So there we go. And now it's merging those together. Squash and rebase it once or just squash. Now let's be clear. When you see the term rebase and the term squash, GitHub allows you, right? That's fine. We'll end up fixing this. Lets you pull down and choose here between a rebase or a squash. Rebase will take all of those commits and add them as one right to the end of the branch that you're going into. Their squash option, I'm not going to get it to pop here. I'm not going to be able to show it as easily as I'd like. Is it over here? Can we do the squash right here? Nope, I've got a conflict there also. I don't have a way to pull that down. Yes. If you don't do it interactively, you don't get a squash behavior out of rebase. Right, it just... Yes, okay. So let's take a look at this skeet quote command, and I've got a conflict here in the chatbot CS proj. Let's take a quick look at this. And it's just adding these skeet quotes here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep the inclusion of skeet quotes. Just like that. Good. Commit that. And now I should be able to merge it. There we go. All right. I'm going to bring this down locally so we can take a look and we can try it here a little bit on stream. There we go. So you've created a couple of unit tests. That's fine. But we now have a skeet command and skeet quotes. Yep, go ahead and reload. So there's the skeet command. And skeet quotes should be down here somewhere, right? Sample quotes, where'd it go? I thought we just added it. Ah, there it is. It is in... Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's in the chatbot project. There we go. So here's 6 quotes about John Skeet. So I'm going to... Alright. So I'm going to run this. And we should see our Skeet command pop open. Return a random quote about John Skeet. And we should be able to start asking the Skeet command of our chatbot here as this gets connected. Done. Connected. All right. Go ahead, iPart Eatington. Go ahead. You can give the first shot at asking about Mr. Skeet. See, now Mixer is... Look at this. This one saw the command from Mixer. That one didn't. And it's not handling the question. Look at that. It didn't see it at all. What did we do wrong? Let's take a look-see. Let's try and fire our message received. Press enter. I have the select in command line. I did. I'm in. Yep. Let's come back over to this. Nope. It's... Alright. Did we break it? Okay, that worked. Didn't work. It should pick up the command automatically. Yes, it should. I need to remove the Mixer default bot from my channel. Oh. Alright, let me come back to that. So the... Hang on, why do I have a... Okay. It implements iCommand. Good. Just like this does. So the Skeet command should be picked up and on my list of commands over here in the registry. So let's put a break there. Thank you. So I should be able to say command registry dot keys. There it is. So it knows there's a Skeet command. Right? I should be able to come down here. Nope. It's not going to do anything with that. Nope. When you deploy this to production, where and how is it hosted? AKS, Service Fabric, or not sure? Azure services did not respond in time. Oh, look at that. All right, let's try the Skeet command again. Okay, so it's going to try and find the Skeet command. Now it didn't find it. Are you kidding? That really? That doesn't make sense to me at all. There's something there. I have an overload on the constructor of the command. Let's take a look-see. No, it should have picked it up and loaded it properly. Register commands. Here we go. Where it's an I command, create instance as I command. Yeah. Let's stop right there and let's take a quick look. Maybe the bot should not respond at all to questions it can answer because people will be asking your questions directly. There are... Not sure about that. Let's come back to that. So here's Skeet. There it is. Skeet. Quotes is not initialized yet. Look at that. Let's take a look, see. It should have, if file exists. Oh, look at this. I don't think it copied Skeet quotes over to my output. Properties. Copy if newer. Okay. Let's see. Let's look over here. In this folder, bin. Sure, I'm in debug. Yup. Nope, it's right there. It's got content. Oh, so you always just run it in Docker on my local machine, but you push images to a registry. I am new to Docker, so trying to figure it out. Well, Cagnito, I'm actually running two machines here when you're watching the stream. What you're seeing here, where Visual Studio is running, and it's not showing. There's my mouse, right? This is actually one machine. This is a Lenovo Yoga that I'm remoted into. That's hosted, and I'm actually working on a second machine that's a Surface Book 2 that's here, right here below the screen. And this is the one that's actually assembling the video and transmitting it. So I have it managing those two. So one of the reasons that I'm using a Docker container in a private registry right now is I will take the content from my one machine, from my Lenovo Yoga that you're seeing here, push it out to the registry so I can download and put it on the production machine that's actually hosting the user interface components. Good question. But my intention is to also publish to the Docker Hub the Stream Tools project, so then folks can deploy and push it wherever they need to and customize it however they'd like. Does that make sense? If Internet Explorer is brave... Yeah, there's a quote. Okay. No problem, Cagnito. Happy to answer your question. So, yeah, look, the mixer, it's putting this extra parenthesis on the end. That's weird. All right, let's see if we can fix that while I'm in here. Real quick. So that is services, mixer service. So when it's getting... It's not there. It's when it's receiving the message. Right? Where is that? Chat message. There it goes. This chat message invoke. Alright, so what's listening on... Yeah, from mixerlib args. So this right here, let's put a break on this. And let's see if we can see what's going on with that. Oh, it's just on the log line? Huh. Alright. So we still don't know why that skeet command isn't popping up yet. Let's see here. Alright, so somebody on Mixer. Go ahead and fire a command in. Alright, so here we go. Chat message event args from lib. Alright, so it's offliner. Welcome. Oh, shoot. Alright, that should step in. New dictionary. Alright, so here it comes. So the message, help removed by CatBot. Well, that'll do it. I would binge watch that so much. Actually, all my videos are on YouTube. So if you, everybody's got a YouTube app. So you can find me out there. Easiest way to find my YouTube channel is actually go to YouTube, jeffreyfritz.com, and that'll pop you right to my website, right to my channel with all my historical videos, except for the saving all the vids to a private playlist. You're welcome to do that. Lord Cray, welcome. I see you've got a very large machine there, Lord Cray. Well done. Dilly. There you go. All right. It's filling my time up. I watch them while working or while I'm on my own stuff. Hey, that's cool. That's great. I'm going to update the message that it's passing along here. And I'm going to... Can I say remove? I don't want an index. I'm going to do a replace. Right? And I'm going to look for... What was it? Removed by CatBot. Like that, right? I'm going to replace that with double quotes. So I'm actually going to put a breakpoint there, see if we can catch it. Here we go. Where can I catch Fritz videos? Yep, but they're all on YouTube. You're more than welcome to check them out. And then we'll figure out why our skeet command isn't coming in here. Because I Partington did a nice job with that. I want to make sure that we give him credit. Right, I'm assuming it's a him. Oh my gosh, Cagnito, my apologies. Nightbot is being rude. Hang on, we'll come back to that in just a second. I want to make sure that that Cagnito is not getting penalized here by the Nightbot. Let's see. Spam protection. Where is it? Links, options. Of course, the top item on the whitelist here should be jeffreyfritz.com, YouTube, jeffreyfritz.com. I wanted to put a star on here, but it won't let me star that. So we'll let that go through. Alright. You should be in a better place there now. Alright. So now we were receiving that message. So the message that was removed by CatBot. Oh, rats. It's not going to actually get that, is it? No. CatBot has a capital C and a capital B. Alright, let's get rid of this, that. There we go. Alright. The bot has a delay. A little bit. Let's see. So it might be a little till I get that response. No. Here it comes. Everything's loading. Connected. Good. Alright, good. Fire another question in from Mixer. Ooh, look. Twitch. Args message replate doesn't have the original string. You have to look in the out args message. Right? There it is. That's better. Try to get the value. So segments 0 is a string. Come on. Skeet. Good. So it should find that. Yes, it did that time. Ha ha! Right, so this is... Yep. So this time... Yeah, there we go. The where can you find your videos question seems like a good candidate for your chatbot automated answer. Fair enough. Minus my typos from my phone. No, Yarksy, that's fine. We're all good like that. Let's try that skeet command again. Alright, now why didn't it actually... It didn't get caught here. No problem, Cagnito. We'll be here. We'll be around for a little bit. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to add... I already have... it's not that one. It's in the wiki. Frequently asked questions. Let's add another question to this. Where can I find training videos? Where can I find... What was the question again? Where can I catch Fritz videos? All of Jeff's videos. Live stream videos are archived on YouTube at YouTube. Let's just make this YouTube Jeffrey Fritz.com. There we go. Added YouTube question. There we go. Save. Am I going to build 2018 is the question from Sinclairinator. Actually, not only am I going to build 2018, I'm organizing it. I am the head of all developer content, developer tools content for build. Yeah. So, absolutely, I will be there. Look at that, and it already answers the question. Well done, Cryosis. So, for those of you that don't know, there's a oh, and Sinclairinator, I'm actually going to be doing a live stream from Build with a couple of guests that I'm booking now. Yeah, so there's a webhook from GitHub that fires when I save any wiki page. It goes off and it hits a Azure function, and the Azure function reaches over to Cognitive Services and instructs it to rebuild the Q&A. So there you go. It does update fast. I love that. All right, so we're still having a problem with that skeet command. It isn't responding here. It's not echoing the information that we wanted. Let's actually reach into that command and let's go down to execute, username, full command text. If quotes equals null, return. So let's break right there and make sure... stop that. Maybe the reason was not working in Nightbot, or is that you did *something.com instead of star. Don't know. Let's fire a skeet command in. Okay, I'm here. It didn't find the quotes. It didn't load the list of quotes. Should be there, but that's why it's not responding. Do you want to take out the the second constructor? Check to see if it's hitting that second constructor again. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if it's hitting that one. And loading. So it didn't hit this constructor. Let's restart and see if we can figure out where it's actually landing. Does it work in Mixer? It's not going to work on either of them right now. Okay. Loading, loading, loading. All right. It didn't hit either of them. That's weird. That's really weird. Maybe it's not hitting that one. Let's restart one more time. File exists. I wonder if it has to be changed to the relative path. Well, quotes command is doing a straight file exists on the quotes file name. That's weird. Did you see that? That's not the quotes file name from this file. That's the quotes file name from the file that we're currently stopped in. Interesting. All right. So it doesn't think that file exists. Why isn't even const string? Yeah. Need relative path in quotes path. I don't have one over here, and this one works just fine. Is it reading from this file, or is it reading from that file? I don't think you have a path over here in the quotes command. You're not loading from a specific path here. You're just saying go get it. And this works. We can see this work. I think it needs to be on the... with both using the same constant. No. Depends on the current working directory. I think that's it. Is that it's on... Sure it does. Oh, wait a sec. I'm paused. Oh, look at this crashed. Ooh, boy. All right. Well, we're going to fix this and get it running again. So go ahead, try quote. So that works. I think it's pulling from the one that's on the root. Right, let's go over here, look. There's a sample quotes right there. I think we need to move it in to that, right? Because it's here now. If I copy that, paste it over here. Nope, not there. Bad place. There. And restart. Now it found it. See that? And now we'll be able to, yep. Give it a second, it's still loading up. It's not actually listening to the Twitch room yet. There we go. Alright, it saw the message and it tried to send. Why isn't it sending the message? There we go. But it didn't output it over here. Why am I not seeing it handling over here? What I am seeing is that it's being picked up by this bot, my production running one. Let me cancel that one. I think I removed the relative path in sample quotes text when I refactored to an iCommand interface. Does it call the logging command whatever it uses? Yep. Let's restart one more time. See if we can get it to log. Aren't we on like C#7 now? Actually, they're working on C#8. Alright, so I'm going to pull these out. There we go. Okay. This is the only bot that's running, and it's not logging the commands. Why isn't it logging the command? No commands are working from Mixer. I'm not quite sure, Cryosis. It got annoyed with the skeet command. That's weird, right? Okay, so this is running. So if I do... There, it's going to log that information. Yeah. Oh, but it didn't... It's not writing. It's not writing to the console that information. What? Let me take that out. I think that's it. Because if I go up here... Yep. I create the logger. This isn't using that yet. Oh no! People are leaving Twitch! Look at this! Ah! Don't leave. So now I'm going to get trace information from the bot. Alright, it joined the chat. There we go. Now I'm getting the log information. There we go. Now I'm getting the log information, because I didn't have it in the log. But we're getting that skeet command to work, and we're seeing now that it's loading not from next to the binary, but it's loading from the base folder. Yeet! Yeet isn't a command. What I should do is I should have some sort of a command to say, who's Jeff's next guest? I can't see my messages over on your screen now. Alright, so are we seeing that the Mixer service, is it choking the command. Let me go back into this from mixer lib. Right. Man. Come on now. No. UI order. Alright. I should be able to... Okay. So the message, Restream IO has issues with Mixer. Yes, Restream IO does have issues with Mixer. So I'm going to let that go. So go ahead and fire another Mixer command in there. Let's see. Okay, this time our message is, here's the message I sent that it didn't copy over, the uptime command works, blah, 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 blah. There, okay, so there's the skeet message. All right, so let's step through that. Okay. Keep stepping. Yeah. That's fine. Okay, so it's got the skeet command, and it's going to execute it for smab skeet. Yeah, that should work, right? Yeah, there we go. Hang on. Ooh, boy. Gotta go. Happy coding. Great to see you, Chillaxer. Chillaxathor. Sounds like all of the Mixer folks should just join the dark side. Well, I wouldn't be unhappy about that. Completely forgot about that feature. Which feature? So it is replying on Mixer, but it's not coming out on the integrated chat. That's weird. I'm actually going to open Mixer over here on my Mac. And hey, look, there I am. Nothing gets output to the chat. The uptime command, at least. Oh, look at that. It's getting removed. Yeah, okay, check this out. So the catbot is removing it. Where is catbot coming from? I am turning catbot off. Go ahead, try another command there in the Mixer chat room. No, I actually had the moderator bot pop up there. There we go. Now it's working on Mixer. Now it's the automated moderation on Mixer. Exceed Creative. Which Visual Studio do I use? 2017 Community Edition? Actually, Exceed, I'm using Enterprise Edition, but I'm using the preview version. So the preview version is always free for anybody to use. Test it out, try new features. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, and good morning, Steve. I'm sorry that your Clippers are not making the playoffs this year. Kind of happens when you trade away your best player there, buddy. So, you got to work on that, all right? let me know. All right. Who wrote the nice? Exceed Creative. That looks... Is that an emote from somebody else's channel? That looks really nice. Why is hi not a command? Seems like a good one. Oh, and hello, Brendan. Is Catbot like Nightbot? No, Catbot's more like the built-in Mixer bot. All right. So I'm going to close Mixer over here. All right. Where was I? When you create the auth token for your bot on Mixer, did you remember to select the bypass scopes? I did. I did indeed. I actually granted just about everything. And, yeah. So let's actually exceed. I'm going to take your question. Which Visual Studio do you use? And let's make that a new question for the bot to be able to understand. What language? What animates in Visual Studio for the confetti? What editor? The question that was asked was, which VS do you use? And we will make that a question that our bot knows how to answer. Jeff uses the Visual Studio Enterprise Edition in preview mode. The preview is always free to try. And it's at www.visualstudio.com vs preview. Alright, so I'll save this. Added VS SKU question. Alright, save that. And now Exceed Creative, the bot knows how to answer your question. Ah, rats! Didn't format that quite right. Save. That's better. Alright. Maybe what IDE is this is a good question. What editor does Jeff use? That one's in there. Which version of Visual Studio do you use? There you go. No, see, there you go. Which VS do you use? It's getting confused there. Alright. Which VS version do you use? Alright, give it another shot. While we're doing that, I'm going to commit the Skeet bot here and where the Skeet quotes are, and I think we may need to make a slight change. There we go. Yeah, we added the Skeet quotes over there. Moved Skeet quotes, allow them to run. Whatever. Alright, let's merge and push that up. So we'll copy those commands, paste them in. Very cool. Merged. Thanks so much. I can't wait to try this with John on Tuesday. Fantastic. There were tests as well. Let's verify. We'll make sure those tests work. Right? You put them down in here. Right? The tests were... Let's look at files changed. Skeet command, chatbot, Skeet quotes. When initialized on the chatbot. Right, so let's go Test Explorer, run everything. Give me 1 second here. Why isn't that working? Oh, because I'm actually running right now. That's why that's failing. That's fine. That was mine. Good. I'm happy with that. Let's see here. I read that I use a Surface Book 2 on your blog. How is the battery life in everyday usage? Battery life is amazing. It's really good. Something wrong with the question. It's not working. I stopped the bot. Can't stop the bot. Let's, alright, let's version this. Build, we'll call this 12. Get that deployed. Hello, Tall Pants. I ever tell you I've had to do C# talks with Skeet sitting in the middle of the session? Yes. I've actually had that happen as well. At, what's it called? At CodeMash 2017, John Skeet was in the front row as I was doing a talk on .NET Standard. Yeah. He's always got good questions. Great guy, very friendly, very polite. But he is the authority on C#. Let's see here. Yep, CodeMash 2017. Oh, boy. Yeah. Let me make sure. Good. Let's see. I'm going to make sure that I get trace information for the FritzBot. It's kind of ironic that the authority on C# works at Google. Google's actually a member of the .NET Foundation, and he's a valuable contributor to our technical steering committee at the on the .NET Foundation. So I don't think that's too bad at all. It's actually pretty good to have an outside opinion and authority. All right, I will rerun the bot now that it's. Oops, I didn't get it first. Yes, I'm trying to kill the bot. Can't stop the bot. I have to go get a new copy. Then I can run it. Extracting. There we go. And then I'll refresh all of the widgets. Now they have those patches in there from John regarding the SignalR reconnecting. And there we go. The bot is joined and listening. All right. Let me force that refresh just. There we go. That's better. All right. Cool. So we put together some nice fixes here today. For the chatbot. You know what? I need that expanded. That Solution Explorer. And I need to make it as wide as me. That didn't sound right. That didn't sound good at all. That sounds like I need to spend some time on the elliptical. Ooh. I'm off. Got to start a network analysis. I want to give the AI as much bandwidth as possible. Plus, I want to go to bed. Oh, thanks for joining us, Cryosis. I appreciate you joining us in the chat room. Directory sent current directory path, get directory name, assembly, get executing directory location. I missed those comments in the chat room. Good. You're welcome to put together a pull request, send something over. And Exceed Creative, I'm well aware of that, what you sent me in the whisper. I'm actually going to fix that next week. So, thank you. I am well aware, and yeah, we're going to take care of that very soon. All right. What do we got here? I didn't want to be that guy. Not a problem. Nope, I'm quite aware of that. The Twitch folks know who I am. They've seen me, and like I said, we're going to fix that next week. How did you get your game to be programming instead of creative? There's a programming game now that you can choose on Twitch. So I just went and chose that. Yeah. So, and if there's other Skeet quotes that you find out there, friends, go ahead and create a pull request and update the Skeet quotes that we have here in the project. We'll get those merged in. I need to do something about handling Markdown coming out of this. And I think I've got this fixed. I think this is what I just fixed. Looks like it's fixed. Ugly async await problem. Alright. Just look for the Stack Overflow post on him. Yeah, I think that's where we pulled the initial set of comments there. Random question. Is there a way to kill a .NET Core process, similar to task kill, where you can target a specific process that is running? Well, you can always do a task kill, right? I'm not sure what you're looking for, Magnus. Anyone been working with the IoT Industry 4.0 stuff? No, I have not, Rogan. That's news to me. And in fact, the chatbot doesn't care for that question either. All right. Where was I? So I'd like to be able to handle Markdown. Oh, and there's a question here. Let's take a look at this one from Stu. Try to catch videos on YouTube, not always possible to do it live. I'm looking at doing some work in ASP.NET Core 2.1, but it's struggling with the Docker files and port 443 and HTTPS. Any chance you could do a brief chat on setting up from scratch? Industry 4.0 is something everyone does now, but no one knows what it is, just like the cloud. Oh, okay. Oh, when doing task kill, the process name is always .NET. Because it's running in that process host. Good point. That's an interesting question. I hadn't thought too much about that. I'm gonna have to come back to that. I don't know. That's a really good question. All right, I want to take a look at this about doing 2.1 and working with HTTPS. So several weeks ago, we updated this project, to ASP.NET Core 2.1. Right, Net Core App 2.1 and 2.1 Preview 1 Final. Now, by default, when you run this, it actually listens and replies on two ports. One is the HTTPS, the TLS, Transport Layer Security. We used to call it SSL, Secure Sockets Layer port. And it also answers on a different port for just plain HTTP traffic. And the question that we've got here is really related to, well, how do I handle that with Docker? Now, if we look, I didn't change my startup. And it's not forcing anything into HTTPS. And I didn't change my program either. And it's not forcing anything into HTTPS. But if I go over here and let's just... let's call this test HTTPS. Yep. Let's go into that folder. There we go. And let's do a .NET new Razor, I believe. There we go. Brendan asks, what's the official 2.1 release date? Quarter 2. Quarter 2, 2018. No specific date yet. To kill process, try to use Process Explorer. Yeah, John, that's a good recommendation, to use Process Explorer. It'll actually show you the name of it, but you won't be able to do that from the command line, I think is what we're looking with. All right. So I've got a new project here, and if we take a look, I believe it's in program. It's doing create default builder. Is it in startup? There it is. Use HSTS, use HTTPS redirection. So if I put that into my project here in startup, and he's doing it right before static files, and he's also got use cookie policy. I'm not a fan of the cookie policy stuff. We'll come back to that. If I restart the project now with that use HTTPS redirection, it should give me a second port here where it's listening. Let's close these other windows. Monitoring, listening. Now listening on 59201. It's only showing the one. Let's take a look on properties. Let's see. There we go. ASP.NET Core URLs, and it lists the two of them for how it's starting and hosting the application. So if I copy those into my project, so let's kill that. And if I go into properties, and let's add ASP.NET Core URLs and make it these two. I should get it now listening on those addresses, 5001 and 5000. Let's see what happens. There it goes. Now it's listening on 5001 and 5000. And it actually gets there. Cool. Right? That's doing what I expect. So I'm not... Right? I mean, and I've got, to be clear, right? It's got a bogus certificate that it's using here, right? So the question is, he's having a problem getting it right. Where did it get the SSL certificate from? So take a look. Ooh, wow. Look at all those folks joined Twitch chat. Oh, and our friend Pac-Man Jr. is here. Hey, Pac-Man Jr., welcome. Great to see you again. Where did it get it? Let's click that. It's actually, Damien was talking about this. It's view certificate. Here we go. It's just a dummy certificate that really is only available for use here in test. Yeah, it's a self-signed SSL. There you go. Right? And it's just making that available. It's self-signed. Nobody is going to get authenticated and available to use this. Right? Localhost. It's self-signed. So if you were to try to use that from Docker, it's not going to work. So to answer this question about the 2.1 Docker files, trying to use port 443, well, coming out of your Docker file, I don't think you want to be using 443 inside your Docker file with the ASP.NET Core application. I think you want to route that out to an Nginx or the load balancer. There's a Docker load balancer I use that's really, really easy to hook up to. But I would put my certificate there and do everything inside of Kestrel with HTTP, so that you have your one certificate out on your front web server, and you don't have to worry about this down here. So by putting that into the mix here, oh no, I didn't want to hit restart. Don't restart. That's bad. Stop. What you would be able to do with Docker is you should be able to come up here to Docker Compose, and when it's building this out, right, so there's the port 80, it's not passing in those other environment variables. So if you need to do HTTPS, yeah, if you want to set cookies to be secure, you're right. Yeah, if you want the cookies coming all the way down to be secure, you're right. That's a very good point. you would need to open the other port, and you would need to set your ASP.NET Core URLs here in order to get it to push to that additional port. Right. And then it would listen and be able to respond there. Swarm, there's another idea. Yep. So there's just a couple of tips of what you could do for this. So this is answered on April 7 at about the 2:05 mark. There we go. I guess in a Docker ASP.NET Core setup, you would need to set up the private key inside the Kestrel server. Yes. Yes, you would. All right. So this was resolved with that last pull request. That was, where did it go? 87. Addressed with PR 87. Yep, there it is. Good. Let's see if we can clean up any other issues here. Problem with Git attributes from Mr. Magoo. Hey, Mr. Magoo. The Git attributes file in the last commit is causing file modifications on checkout on Windows. Oh no! If you take a fresh clone on Windows, you start with 32 modified files in branch master. No, it's not. I don't know the correct way to resolve this. Recurring problem. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's not good. Git. There's Git ignore. Where's Git attributes? Where's Git attributes? And, stream tools. I'm going to do a reset. Alright. Where's Git attributes? There it is. Text auto end of line equals carriage return line feed. That should be fine. Oh, look at all that PowerShell commands. Shell still exists? Oh, yes, it does. PowerShell's pretty good. A lot of folks really enjoy it. Works on Mac and Linux now. There we go. And Cryosis left. Oh, bummer. It didn't ask, inspect that shell still exists question. Nope. Uh-oh, I think the chat got disconnected again. Oh no. It did get disconnected. Son of a gun. PowerShell is even open source. Yep. Yeah, the Twitch chat is disconnected. Okay, that's weird. It answered a bunch of questions, handled some commands, and then poof. All right, it got the command on Mixer. It's like it's like the Twitch service isn't handling it properly. It gets about so far and then just that's a technical term. Yeah. Quotes command, that's fine. Skeet command, fine. The bot, that's fine too. Twitch service, that's where I think we need to be working. So it invokes son of a Twitch. That's right. Upgrade to 2.x Twitch lib incoming. Oh gosh, thank you. It's not clear to me why it's hanging like that on Twitch lib. And it's not something, Yeah, so TwitchLib is the NuGet package that I'm using to connect out to Twitch and listen and respond to things in chat. And the follower count and the viewer count, and it does feel too easy. So my viewer count being reported right now on the Twitch console, it was 70, now it's down to 68, but it didn't reflect here on my user interface at all. You are a beast, absolutely. Tremendous contributions. Made some currency bot with like a structure and a dictionary. Yeah. Put the TwitchLib upgrade as an up for grabs issue. Did I? I could do that. Sure. Let's do that. Upgrade to the latest TwitchLib package. Labels. I don't have up for grabs. Color, give me a... No. What colors do we have? No, I don't want that. No. Alright, sure. Pardon me. Alright, so let's go back. Yep, labels. Up for grabs. Enhancement, help wanted. There we go. Good. Others might enjoy doing it. Yeah. Ow. Alright. Yeah, I'm getting folks connecting, disconnecting from chat. I'm getting those messages. Cryptrix, there, I see you in chat. But, yeah, I'm wondering if we're seeing an issue. Okay, there, my viewer count changed. Alright. I'm wondering if we're seeing an issue where... Yep, and there's the mixer command. And to be honest, our friend Fierce Kittens does a really nice job integrating on her own directly with the API. Just making the HTTP requests directly and making it nice and quick, and I'm half tempted. Seeing that performance issue earlier today really got me thinking. I'm half tempted to pull out the reference to TwitchLib and hard code this myself. Yeah. Maintaining and changing APIs feels bad. Don't have to use TwitchLib, Brendan says. You're right, and that's what I'm thinking. I'm looking at this and thinking it might be easier to just hit the API directly, right? I mean, if I hit this request, I mean, look at that. It loaded in a split second, and it's showing me it's not the current number of viewers. Their console is actually showing me a different number of viewers. But, I mean, it's showing me now 66. That's not what it's showing on the console over here. But, and you could decide for single instances to not use TwitchLib. Yes. When you finish the project, I'm not sure if you have any other NuGet packages, but you can package all DLLs into the exe, run it standalone with another NuGet package called Costura Fodi. Yes, I'm familiar with Fodi. That it just compiles the exe with the DLLs inside the exe instead of outside of that. You can't get the chat from the API. Yes. You need to use there's an IRC that you have to use. So there's my images, right? I mean, commercial. Wow, I can get a commercial information? I should have a new follower pop up here in a second. Come on, Steve. Where are you, Steve? Somebody hit that follow button. I'm not using undocumented chatters from the API. I'm only using Twitch Libs APIs right now. But I think I'm... There we go. Hey, Steve. Etho Haven, thank you for the follow. Nice of you to join us, Steve. Right, and if I refresh that, my number of followers is... Yeah, it's different. Somebody clicked the unfollow button, I think. Because this number and what I'm reporting don't quite match. Yeah, so I think I'm half tempted to continue. Oh, it does have that undocumented call. Well then. Oh, looks like I've got a couple new followers on Twitch coming through. Just watching my console over here. So, yeah, I'm half tempted to switch and adopt the new Twitch API directly, right? And they just call it new Twitch API. Request parameters are and repeated, which is not standard. The new Get Polished Poly will help with my Twitch issues. Yes. Yes. Currency? I don't want to use currency. That feels bad. Azera, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Looks like I'm going to have Mystical Mug and Evil Pro pop up. There we go. Mystical Mug, thank you. Thank you for the follow. Webhooks. The new Twitch API includes a webhook system. There's Evil Pro. Thank you, Evil Pro, for the follow over there on Twitch. Allows you to subscribe to a topic and be notified when new data comes in for that topic. This alleviates the need to pull the API for fresh data. With each release, we add more topics. So this might be good for me to subscribe to and get view information. But I'm definitely looking at this. Predator Extreme just joined the chat. Hey, Predator Extreme. Helix should be much better. That's what I'm thinking here. Is that I might be at the point where it makes sense to start in using this. Ooh, I can get the bits leaderboard, game analytics, streams, Helix streams. What do we got? Can I specify an oh, okay, here we go. Return streams broadcast by one or more specified user login names. Oh. So can I just... I don't need authentication, so can I just do this? And... where'd it go? User ID. Or user login. Let's specify user login. That's easier. User login. C# Fritz. Sure, I'll give you a client ID. And I had a client ID over here. Give you that one. Ooh, it doesn't like that. Oh, it should be client-ID. Well, that's annoying. Unauthorized. Oh no. Talking a while got Helix to catch up with everything. Right. Zuna? Is that somebody in the chat room right now? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure why it's... Right? I should be able to pass user_ID. Right? Not comma separated. I'm not from... Who's Saizuna? I don't know who that is. Should this be like this? Not found. Yeah. Unauthorized. It's not supposed to be authorized. It said it was in... Reference. Streams. Response has a JSON payload with data. Is a regular on dev chatter that works on TwitchLib. Oh, okay. Honestly, I'm thinking about just removing it and hard coding against it directly. Streams and Helix streams first equals 20. That's using a cursor. 20 most active streams. Nope. Is it not taking it on the... Who wouldn't want more C# streams? I know! Probably follows you since I send basically all of our followers to yours. Oh. Alright. Well, it's not taking the client ID here. Right? It's interesting that it changed the client ID. Nope. Does it not like? Does it want the capitalization there? Yeah, they have it in their header. I definitely see that. So let's do an F12 here. And let's go network, reload, take this, and let's move client ID into the header. Edit and resend. There we go. So I'm going to move that. I'll put it right there. And it should actually be a colon. Ah, where'd it go? Alright, that's good. Send. Now I got a 200. Haha! Data, community IDs. There's my fixing the FritzBot. Cool. Viewer count. Cool. Started at. So I've got all that information. I mean, I should be able to bounce against this. Right? I mean, it's very, very quick. Do I have Postman installed? I thought I had it installed on this machine. Yeah, there we go. There's Postman. Launching escape pods. Go away. Stop it. Stop it. I don't want to. Whatever. No, stop. That's stupid. Delete everything. No. Alright, so what I'm seeing is that I can actually refactor and build my own little TwitchLib API that I have a little bit more control over. And with the HTTP client now, as was being mentioned a little bit earlier in the chat room, I can bust that out and have that injected directly into my proxy that I'm going to create here. I might be able to work around using TwitchLib. I'm just not a fan of some of these async methods that they're taking like 3 seconds to connect. That makes no sense to me when I'm seeing the actual call to get exactly that information is taking less than 0.2 of a second. So I think that's going to be my next step here is let's bust that out into a separate class that fetches and does some of these interactions for me. Now, the only thing that I really need to look for here in my reference is going to be how to do the chat. Excuse me. And it's... right. Chat should be going through IRC. And I need to pass it a token. Yep. Yeah. I can do this, and I think I can make this really, really simple to interact with that Twitch IRC. Yeah. Like I said, the it makes me want to resurrect IRC bots. Yeah, I know where you're going there. I'm just feeling confused in the way that my interactions using TwitchLib don't feel stable, right? I mean, I'm not getting any information coming back from Twitch now. It's even though my Twitch service, I've created a chat client and I've got it sitting out there and connected, it is not receiving these messages right now. And I have no insight into it at all. And that feels bad. Right, I mean, can I put a logger on the end of this so I can see what's going on? A TwitchLib logging iLogger. So I've got to have my own implementation. All right, tell you what. Let's hook up my logger to this so that I can actually interact with it. So let's come down here somewhere. Internal class Twitch logger. I am not using the latest version of it. It's the wrong iLogger. I want to implement the TwitchLib one. Alright, I'll tell you what. Let's take the plunge. Let's see if we can do that update to the latest TwitchLib. Where did it go? Eventually I'm going to need to put a logger here. To do, connect a Twitch logger. All right. Let's do it. Let's see if we can upgrade that. And I know John's saying that it is a mess. Let's attempt it. A lot has changed. See, that's not local. Let's see what happens. Yep, here it comes. Ooh, look, even an update to MixerLib. Let's update that too while I'm here. And that's fine. We'll come back to that stuff later. Now, this should be broken all over the place yeah, look at all that red. Woo! Alright, so these things don't even exist. Oh boy. Alright. Follower service. Follower service doesn't even exist. Oh boy. Twitch client. Tell me there's a Twitch client. Okay. Streams v5. No. TwitchLib API sections. Sure. Alright, that fixed that. Follower service, let's see. Alright. Oops. Come on, I did a control dot. Use it. Alright. So far, not so bad. Follower service needs an iTwitch API. Alright, so let's go GitHub, Twitch lib. Smells like a new GitHub project, FritzBot. That's, I'm not opposed to that. Oh my gosh. Yay for all the red. Thank you,
Yay
Magnus.
for all the red.
Yes. Thank you for the cheer. And I'll match that cheer, and we'll make sure that's a donation to our friends at Girl Develop It. I think we've got this. To get follower. So it's a Twitch API, which is a Twitch lib API. Well, that should work. Right, if I delete this and just control dot, right? Oh, it doesn't know what client ID is. All right. Does not have a parameter named client ID. Well, what does it have a parameter for? Oh, boy. You're kidding. They changed that? Okay. So you took away that. No. Ugh. Come here. Thank you. Is access token here? What are you doing to me here, Visual Studio? Client ID equals... Yeah. Now, why isn't it like that? It's probably going to be API.initialize. Are you kidding? Why would you... And it's async. Why does that need to be... Why does that need to be async? What the heck is it doing underneath the scenes? That, okay, so I'm seeing that there, but that doesn't make any sense to me. Show me why that API needs to be async. What exactly is it initializing asynchronously? Set client ID. Really? Okay, so settings. What is settings? Is that this? There is no reason for that to be async. None. Zero. Validators skip. No. There's no await in here. No. No. Sorry. You hand over some credentials, it probably does some net calls. Bad naming issue. The await is on line 52. What's it awaiting? What's it actually doing? Validate client ID async. Okay, let's take a look at that. Valid client ID async. API root v5 get root async. Uh-huh. I'm back in the same place. No, this makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. No. I've got to walk away from this. I'm not going to do it. Yep, reload. Come on. .1. Why didn't it reset that? Get reset. Hard. There we go. I'm gonna leave it the way it is right now, but the fact that I can't log, the fact that no. No, the async everything to do simple fetches from HTTP. I'm not a fan of that API, and I'd rather write my own at this point. It's download the repo, open in VS so I can search F12. Yeah, not bad. Once you made up your mind about getting rid of TwitchLib, everything starts to look bad. That's psychology. I disagree. I think there's some very clear connections here that aren't too bad to connect and listen to. And a bunch of folks have built some easier, simpler APIs for how to interact with this. What I'm seeing in TwitchLib is the abuse of async APIs for things that I don't necessarily want it to do. Things that should be running very, very fast. Things that should be responding lightning quick. Because, I mean, the fact that I can navigate to this and I can get a response in less than 0.2 of a second, but it takes 2 seconds with TwitchLib, I'm sorry. Something else is going on in that code that I don't want to take a dependency on. And right, that's one of the tenets of open source. Everybody is welcome to go and learn and build their own thing. And I'm afraid I'm going to have to take what I have here in my Twitch service, and John did a fantastic job building out a mixer lib. These things are a little. I think you're right. They are causing performance issues. I'm going to have to come back to this another time because we are running into the end of our 3rd hour streaming here. Or I could fix TwitchLib. I have concerns about submitting pull requests back to that because they've got a very extensive API out there, and it's not something I'm going to be able to simply replace and build out. But some of us have much slower connections. True, very true. But Smab, when I look at how it's doing these interactions, I want to minimize my requests to the endpoint API. I'm going to maximize my caching. I want to minimize the amount of awaiting that you're doing, and I want to maximize the amount of thread reuse. There's options and things that are going on there, but it is we can't stream live either. Should build a perf test against TwitchLib that you can run against both. That and my new thing. That's not a bad idea, Calum. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while there. But I mean, right now, this Twitch service where I'm doing my IRC Connect, I'm not getting any information coming back from this, right? And I don't have any documentation, any help text around these. Just for giggles here, I'm gonna, for the interest of trying to learn a little bit more what's going on here, I'm gonna create a Twitch logger. No, you know what? Let's do this. Let's come up here. I'm going to create a Twitch logger is what I want to do. And I actually want to create a new logger. Let's call this Twitch logger. Equals new Twitch logger. Logger factory. Create logger. Twitch. So now I have a logger called Twitch. Let's create a class called Twitch logger that implements appropriately that. I'll come down here and I will pass in this dot Twitch logger, which still doesn't exist yet. So let's create that. Make it a read-only field. All right. So that's available somewhere. Where is it? It's out here somewhere. It's a car? What are you doing to me here, Visual Studio? It's not a character. The API I need on that is a TwitchLib logging iLogger. TwitchLib logging iLogger. And I'm actually going to cut that, and I will call this Twitch logger. Let's go somewhere down here and start creating that class. Twitch logger, it does the thing. And I'll move you somewhere else. Ooh, alright, fine, we'll implement the interface. And move that into another file. Nope, control comma. Twitch logger. Services add FritzLib and accept and use it. All built on top of the client factory. Yes, I like that. Much faster outgoing HTTP? Yes. My OAuth token might have expired. I would expect to see a message then if my OAuth token expired. But here's what I'm going to do, just to kind of verify. I'm going to run my rerun the bot. Oh, the next parm was it? Okay. I'm properly connected now to Twitch. It's joined the chat. And now I'm getting messages coming back. So, something happened. Something got locked up. And I don't know what. So let's create a constructor here, and let's take in an iLogger. We'll call that. And let's say inner logger equals logger. Let's control dot this. Yep, Microsoft 1. Let's create this as a read-only field. Good. Is debug enabled? Is error enabled info? Oh dear Lord, are you kidding me? Alright, I should be able to say inner logger dot is enabled. Alright, log level debug. Da, da, da. Inner logger is enabled. Log level error. Good. Fatal. I don't think we have fatal. Nope, we don't have fatal. We have critical. I think that's about the same thing. Information. This is warning. There it is. Create child logger, string logger name. Whatever. I'm not going to dig into that. That feels... No, you know what? Does this have a name here somewhere? Can I say, can I get the factory here and create a new one? Nope. Nope, nope. Do nothing. I don't want to do that. That's bad. Alright. This should be easy. Interlogger.log. The Twitch auto mod is catching the skeet command. Is it? Oh my gosh, it is. I'll have to look at how to disable that. That's interesting. Log debug. Message. Message factory. What's in a message factory? It's a func that returns a string. Oh, this is insane. Oh, dear Lord. Free skeet. What do we got here? My gosh, this is gonna take an hour to implement. Oh, what a pain in the neck. All right. Yeah, it's overloads and overloads and overloads. These aren't overloads. These are implementations. And it's all for each one of these weird overload syntaxes. Yeah. I agree. Over engineered. ISP? Explain. No, I mean, interface segregation principle. Yeah, and you know what? They've absolutely... They've overdone it, is what they've done here. What do we have? What is inside? Twitch lib logging. What do we have here? Console logger, console factory, stream logger, trace logger. Can I just wire up to console logger? Console logger. Jeez. All right. Give me everything. What? I need to pass something else? Name. All right. Twitch service. And it doesn't like that either. Can I convert from console logger to car? What? Oh. I thought it was... There we go. That's what I wanted. All right. So... Let's get rid of... Oh, ooh, look at that. That should be Microsoft extensions, logging. There we go. Same thing there. And I'm going to get rid of that. Where did Twitch Logger go? Get rid of that. Could easily have each one handled and working differently. Yeah. Alright. Let's give this a shot now. It's interesting, the folks that appear and pop out of chat so quickly. Alright, here we go. I should get rid of that stuff. I did not leave chat. Do you want the log level to be traced to see everything for right now? Right, so I should see the different requests coming and going. And I'm not getting the console logger outputting here. Right, I want to see everything. Right, should that be a different level? Right, is there an all? I don't see an all. We'll go to debug. Guess what? There is no trace on the console logger. And I'm not, no, I'm not getting anything logged from it. Info is below debug. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's, yeah. No, I'm not thrilled. All right. I think we're going to stop there. I've kind of proven my point that I can't even get the logger to log information from the Twitch client. Right, I had this set to info, so I can get as much information as possible, and it's not logging anything to my console. It's showing my help command from my logger, but it's not showing anything on the console from that console logger. Niblesio. Oh, thank you for hosting the stream. I appreciate that. Welcome everybody who's joining us from Nibble's stream, I guess that is. I'm working with a little bit of C# here, working on a bot to connect to Twitch and help us do some moderation and give some interesting features to folks in the chat room. And I'm currently using a NuGet package called TwitchLib that feels a bit over-engineered for what I'm trying to do, and I'm becoming less and less. I'm becoming less and less in favor of some of the ways that it does things. The API is very large, very complex. I'm not using most of it, and where I'm doing just a straight request to the server, to the Twitch API server, I can get that response so much quicker. Right? There we go. Lots of folks joining the chat from the other service. Thanks so much for joining us. From the other channel. But I'm not able to, right, I'm not getting information logged from that Twitch client. This is all stuff that I'm logging from my service. So I'm not thrilled with the performance or interaction of this Twitch client. If I'm logging information, I would expect to see it log information that it received a message or that a user joined or left the chat room. And it's not logging anything into my console here. So I think that means that I need to write my own, I want to call it a Twitch proxy, that'll do the connection and will manage my interactions appropriately. And give me a little bit of an abstraction around this. Let me move this over so you can kind of see what messages it's popping out there. So, I think I'm going to go after that. I think I'm going to tinker with that and do that offline here. Try and run in and hammer around on the API directly. And what I come up with, I'll share here on stream. But I think what I've proven out here is the awaits and the async calls that I'm doing into TwitchLib have been detrimental to the operation of my chatbot. I'm not saying it's not a great library, but for the way that I'm interacting with it, it's not running properly. And the API has changed so significantly in the jump to their 2.1 version of TwitchLib that as a software professional, I feel that I can more efficiently write those connections out to the Twitch API. So I think I'm going to take that up as my next little bit here that I'm going to work on. What do you think, chat room? Am I biting off more than I can chew? Does it feel like the right thing that I should do? I just don't feel right with how this interaction currently operates out here. It does feel over-engineered, and it doesn't give me a way to inject and manage my HTTP client here. Yeah. Thank you, Sinclairinator. I think it's going to be the way to go with this. Alright. It would be interesting to see the new HTTP client to be used. Yeah, I think so, Partington. I think you're right. Be able to pass that .NET Core object around and get it to do those various things that I need. Just double checking what's going on over here. Alright. I think I'm going to sign off. Oh, Oza. Welcome. I'm wrapping up working on a little bit of a chatbot that runs as part of an ASP.NET Core application and is connecting to the Twitch chat room and trying to maintain information, maintain statuses about what's going on over there. Yeah, and I'm getting weird deserialization issues coming back from that Twitch API also. From the TwitchLib API that I'm not too fond of. Sounds like the wheel inventing when the current wheel is a square. Yeah. I don't want to write my own implementation of the Twitch API, but brain farts. I should try Discord's API. Oh, I've heard things about Discord's API. And to be fair, the bot that I've written, we've got a very nice API that our friend in the chat room, John, you'll see him as JoeBun44, is it 44? Has put together to interact with Mixer. And I feel like we could do something similar and easy to connect to Twitches. So I think I'm going to stop there today. Is DevChatter hosting his stream right now? We could raid over to there. Doesn't tell me if he's live right now. Looks like he's offline. Nope, he's live. Alright, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to raid over to his... Let's raid his Twitch stream. yeah, we'll call it a day here, and I'll poke around a little bit more on this Twitch API. I think I can make that a little bit better. Why is the bot trying to handle all the questions? Well, Nilecrack, I actually have the bot wired up to Azure Cognitive Services. So it's actually bouncing off an FAQ that I have built out there, and we'll be able to handle some of these questions. Xenos, thank you for the follow. Who's up next? So I'm gonna raid us over to Dev Chatter, and that'll take everybody over there, and he'll receive and be able to work with you over there. But thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in and talking me through some of the challenges that I'm having here. And I'll be back on Tuesday. Tuesday, my guest will be John Skeet, and he's going to help us with some date-time processing out there. There you go. There's some information about live stream videos that I have hosted and available for you. So let's raid Dev Chatter, and I'll see you on Tuesday with John. Take care. We'll see you then. And there goes the raid. All right. Catch you later. Thanks so much, folks that are still on Mixer. We'll see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.